All right, I'm ready.
All right, there you go. Take it
Welcome to
away,
the
Dave.
Atten- Welcome to the Attention Now podcast, where we talk to successful business people to provide quality content. Today on the show, the voice of the UFC and entrepreneur Bruce Buffer. Bruce has an incredible story, and we're very fortunate to have him on the show today. Bruce, welcome to the show.
Hi, Dave. Thank you very much. A pleasure to be on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to meet you. How's beautiful California? You having a good day?
It's exactly as you just said it. It's beautiful.
Is your favorite place to be at home, or is there a favorite place you like to travel to?
You know what? Every city has its own flavor and its own fun, and I happen to love living where I live. I'm very
Nice.
lucky to be able to do that. So
That's
very
awesome.
important.
That's awesome. Awesome.
Always nice, always appreciate and always enjoy what you have.
Exactly. Yeah. It's it could be taken away in 1 second. So I'm the same way. Very, very appreciative and watch a couple of your podcasts. Love that you're honest, hardworking, hard charging. I was actually in the Marine Corps for 6.5 years. I know your father was a Marine. Is that where
Yep.
you?
Semper Fi, my friend. Yes, my dad was World War II, Korea, drill instructor, Camp Pendleton, hand-to-hand combat, brig warden, the whole bit. Had a voice that could scare the Pope, according to my brother Michael and I. Um, the best voice of anybody in our family. And let's put it this way: my dad wasn't into physical discipline, but if I knew he was going to get mad at me, his voice scared the crap out of me. You
I
know?
can imagine. And that's
Yeah.
where you guys probably got the pipes, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's no question.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. So you actually got into the fight game early, right? Because I think you did karate and some other stuff. Is that correct?
I moved out to Malibu when I was 15. I met Chuck Norris's fighting partners, and I started training with them, and became a second-degree black belt in Tang Soo Do, the brother sport to Taekwondo, Chuck Norris's original fighting style. Um, with that being said, I was doing it and doing a lot of sparring, a lot of this, a lot of that. All we did was train and surf and fight. But with the experience I had in the real fights that occurred, as we've all potentially had in our past, not saying that toughest guy walking or anything like that, I wanted to fight for real. So when I say for real, you get knocked out or you don't. And kickboxing became my world for 10, 12 years. Training every week, sparring every week, uh, really training hard, wanting to have a professional fight, just to say I had one. Got concussed too many times during training and was told not to, continue to do like that. I was a businessman, as I still am today, and at 32, it's like, okay, I don't need to keep doing this. I've done this enough. You know, always
Yeah.
kept it strong, have a love for the martial arts, and that's what drew me into the UFC.
Was it actually called MMA back when you started?
No, mixed martial arts. It was just called UFC. It was
No,
more
you're
like,
on your training side, not the UFC side.
no, I train in traditional styles, many different styles, but if you put them all together, you basically are a mixed martial artist, you know,
Correct.
doing all that. But the term mixed martial arts was never created until possibly roughly about 7 years into the existence of the UFC by uh, the judo Olympic champion. Oh gosh, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting his name.
That's
Uh,
okay.
Dave, and then also Big John McCarthy was responsible for really putting this forward too.
Okay, gotcha.
And that's around the time, right around when Dana took it over. Before
Nice,
that,
nice.
and then it became mixed martial arts. Otherwise, it was blood sport. Which one is the best style, right?
All right, that's true. You know what? I just that you've been in that game for such a long time and had some such great success is incredible. So
Thank you,
congratulations on that. And
thank you. I appreciate
I
it.
know you actually wound up meeting your brother later in this in stage of life, correct?
Yes, we met when I was roughly 28 years old.
Nice.
Saw him on TV. The name was Chiron on the screen. Michael Buffer. I was a big fan. I'm like, wait a minute. I was in telemarketing. I owned companies in my 20s and 30s. I saw every phone book in the United States because we didn't have the internet back then. Never saw my last name in a phone book, and it just struck me as wow. And then, long story cut short, about a year and a half into seeing him for the first time, my dad admitted to me on a trip we were taking that I did have a brother from when he was in the Marines during World War II, went overseas for 9 months and came back, and a son was born. He was married briefly. I didn't even know he was married before my mom, he was with for some 56 years.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
and it was just like one of these things that was kept quiet. The last time he saw Michael was when he was a young boy. And then Michael was raised by foster parents under the name of Huber. But when he went in the army during the Vietnam War, they said, no, you're not Huber, you're Michael Buffer. And
Wow.
That's what your birth certificate says, because he was never formally adopted.
Okay.
So with that being said, there you go.
There's still not a lot of buffers, are there? Last
I
name?
I don't think so. And
Yeah, I was gonna say it's very
I don't
rare
want to
to
meet
get that name.
anymore. I have one. That's it.
You don't want to get another surprise.
Nope.
And so you actually then partnered up with them, right, to be able to help promote his brand a little bit more.
I became his manager and business partner.
Okay,
And with that being said, together we built the brand over the last 30 plus years.
nice. So when you guys were trademarking his saying, was that something were people just thinking that's like there's no way he's going to be able to trademark that saying?
No, actually, we were one of the first ones to do that after Pat Riley. I mean, as far as any notice, like Pat Riley did with Three-Peat. And when I read about Pat Riley doing Three-Peat and earning,
Okay,
over $1 million in licensing and stuff, it struck me that this was something that Michael needed to do. And that was the point that I got out of the companies I was involved with. I was doing quite well at a beach house, living the life of 2.5 men, might say alcoholism here in California, just enjoying life and making great money, but I was burned out on what I was doing. And I decided to go into the world of sports and entertainment and make my whole focus Michael and the trademark and build his brand and build it into products and build it to where it is today. And through that became the opportunity to get into the UFC, because we agreed I would not be an announcer in boxing. There was no money in it, and it would take my focus away from what I was doing with him, which I had no problem with. But, then I worked my way into the UFC.
well, I love your energy that you have in there. I mean, it just fires everybody up, right? So I think that's incredible. How do
Thank
you
you.
actually keep up that energy? Do you work out a lot still?
Yeah, no, I train, I eat right, I take care of myself. I'll be 67 here in a couple months, and I'm still
Look
pushing
great, by the way.
along. Thank you, I appreciate it. All natural, yay. Um, and still maintain my six pack, my work ethic. I mean, obviously there's body parts that feel different, with everything I've done over my lifetime, but I walk around feeling great. And listen, your body's a machine.
Yeah.
Feed it, give it everything it needs to stay strong and be the best you can be.
Do you still go out to the beach and surf or no?
I have no ACL on my left leg now.
Okay.
And so I love the ocean. I love the whole bit, but I don't surf like I used to.
Okay.
So if I got in a big wave situation right now, I wouldn't be able to handle it the way I would been able to handle it years ago.
Yeah.
But it's my favorite sport. My favorite sport.
That's one of my regrets. I was stationed at Camp Pendleton. It's like, man, I should have gone surfing because obviously in Chicago there's not much surfing, right? So it's like I didn't
Yeah,
take
it would have made
advantage
you
of that.
probably move out to California, because you would have become the California boy.
And that would have been great. So I actually yeah, you said there's not a lot of money in boxing. I was actually talking to one of my cousins. His name's Steve Corbo. He did some announcing, worked with your brother. I think he said he met you once or twice as well. He's good friends with Rudy Hernandez, so it's a small world.
You know what, if the name sounds familiar, but if I saw Steve, I'd probably recognize that a lot more.
Right. Yeah, but he said nothing good or everything good about both you and your brother. So it's like, yeah, they're really good people. So yeah, so it was,
That's nice. I appreciate that. That's
yeah,
very cool.
absolutely. So now you have your own podcast as well, correct?
Yeah, I've had it for some 16, 17 years.
Oh, it's been that long.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Perfect. All right. And then you're also starting a couple different brands. You're starting
Well, it started, there in the United States where you're based. I mean, the It's Time cologne
okay.
is the top seller on Amazon.
Okay.
It's an amazing cologne, very sensual, charismatic. Women love it, men love it, and they'll be in all the stores coming up, followed by a line of toiletries. My bourbon, Puncher's Chance Bourbon, is
Nice.
considered the top 5 best sipping bourbon in America.
Okay.
And you can check this out at puncherchancebourbon.com, see where it's being sold everywhere. I have a 12-year, 14-year reserve. I mean, it's amazing if you enjoy a good bourbon. And the energy drink is going to be released in the next couple months. It's Time Energy.
Okay.
So, follow me on Instagram at Bruce Buffer UFC and at Bruce Buffer UFC, and you can see all the products that are out there.
Perfect. I love that you never backed down from anything, Bruce. And I actually heard that you were actually in a fight in an elevator at one time.
Yeah, that's the famous story with Frank Trigg. He's a buddy of mine, but an incident occurred, and Dana White happened to be in the elevator, and one thing led to another. And before the doors closed, and Frank cheap shot me with a rich hand on my throat and from behind. And when I turned around and said, "Why the blank did you hit me?" He said the wrong thing. What are you going to do about it? And it just kicked in.
There you go. And
Pop,
you know
pop.
what? You have to have that attitude in life, right? You have to just just be able to not back down when someone's, you know, not respecting you or whatever the case is, or just.
Life is all about survival of the fittest.
Right.
No, and you got to be a man and stand up for what you believe and stand up for yourself. It's the bully technique. If somebody picks on you and you don't fight back, they're going to pick on you forever.
Right.
Business wise, personal wise, fight wise, otherwise.
That's
know?
true. That's a good point. I'm not sure how much time we have left here, but I'm sure Tracy will let us know here shortly.
Yeah, she will. One of the other things for your fan base out there that are UFC fans, I give back even though we have to charge for it, but I do videos and audios. Cameo, the app Cameo.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm their top 10 person on Cameo, top 100.
Oh, wow.
Goes back and forth, but I do tons of introductions there, whether you want to be introduced like a champion, a birth of baby. I can go on and on the requests I get, and there's business videos that you can order. Pricing is all based on what you order. But if you write us at brucebuffer.com, there's a special offer there for audio and video for introduce you like a champion in the octagon, which the thank you notes we get bring tears to eyes. It just makes people so happy. And we also do weddings. I probably do 5 to 10 weddings a week.
Oh, wow.
I'm really happy to be part of, walking down the aisle of love forever, presenting, obviously a lot more than that, but it's part of the pleasure of being in the position I'm in that I can give back and make people smile and make people happy.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that stuck out about when I watched some of your podcasts. It's like, he has a really good heart, caring person. So that's good to be able to help people out. I think that's the way the world should be.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much.
Yeah, absolutely. So you had that fight. Let's see, and then I was going to ask you one other thing here. Bear with me 1 second. So what actually do you think kept you always wanting to succeed? Because I think a lot of people nowadays, it's like, how do I succeed with something? What was the mindset that you had for that?
Passion.
Okay.
Find out what you're passionate about in life. And basically, once you find out what you're passionate about in life, then if you can monetize it, then go for it.
Do you think that could be learned, or you think that you learned that at a young age?
I think I learned at a young age. I think my father had a big influence on me.
Okay.
But it's something also that was in me.
Got it.
Right. So you just got to, where's your passion? What makes you excited? So that when you do get knocked down in life, you basically know how to get back up and, like Rocky said, move forward and punch harder than ever.
Right. That's true. Yeah. Because you've been an entrepreneur since you were very young, right?
Yeah. I had my first company when I was 19 and basically haven't worked for anybody since in some way, shape or form, except, of course, my powers that be at the UFC.
Right. Exactly. So you were hungry, basically. You had the hunger and just kept fighting, basically.
Passion.
There you go.
Believe in yourself. Go for it.
Perfect. And for the people that don't have that belief, what do you recommend? Just surround themselves around successful people, business coaches.
Yeah, and find out what works for you in life. What is it that works for you? And if that's your choice, then that's your choice.
Got it. Okay. Perfect. I think we're pretty close to winding down here.
Yep, that's it.
Oh.
Wrap it up, Dave.
Okay. Yep. So just wanted to just ask you one last question, Bruce. What would you like the fans to know about you or your business that just sticks out that you want them to remember about you in the future?
That I always approach everything honestly, and I just want to do the best job I can. The show's not about me; it's about the people I'm introducing. I'm a performer, not just an announcer, but I just go out and want to do the best job I can, and never think that I'm the show. Sure, I'll give a show, but it doesn't mean that I'm the show. I'm there to serve. I'm there to serve the fighters and the fans. And I also say I treat everybody with respect. Listen, I love the position I'm in. Maybe I don't have to stand in line in Vegas for events and stuff like that. That's all cool, but we're all created equal, and I treat everybody the same. Be a role model to your sphere of influence. Be a good person. Spread the word of what is good to be a good person, because we live in a decaying society of morality, and I get tired seeing how it's going sometimes. So we got to keep it on the up and up.
Absolutely. Great to meet someone with the same mindset, and looking forward to coming out to meet you one day.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you, Bruce. Have a good day.